Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this Peninsula Athletic League 2016 Basketball Tournament Championship game on MCTV Sports. It's the Half Moon Bay Cougars from the north, the Menlo-Atherton Bears from the south. Hello, everyone. I'm Kenny Mills alongside my broadcast partner, Drew Petiti. And Drew, the north, the south, this is what it's all about, the finals of the PAL tournament.
You couldn't ask for a better matchup all season long since they played that first game of the in December. Menlo-Atherton has been hoping for this opportunity to play Half Moon Bay again. Half Moon Bay has been just dominant this year, 24-1, and so it's going to be a great game tonight.
And with the win last night, they moved to 25-1. Of course, they rolled through the PAL North, going undefeated 12-0. And Menlo-Atherton, with the win last night, they improved to 24-2. They also rolled through the PAL South. They went undefeated. Half Moon Bay, their closest margin of victory was just 17 points to Terra Nova. They were beating teams by 30, 40, and 50 points, Coach Petiti.
And Coach Forsland has to wonder sometimes, getting to a close game, since they haven't been tested in at least a month, how's that going to play? Because MA is sure going to test them. MA has that athleticism that can really give Half Moon Bay some problems.
The one loss for Half Moon Bay was to Palma, who they had already beaten, and they got a second chance. Palma did. They made the most of it. It was another close one.
Yeah, and Half Moon Bay played a very challenging schedule, and you have to give that to Coach Forsland and Coach Molieri. I think their schedules were outstanding, and Half Moon Bay and Bellarmine were Menlo-Atherton's only losses, and both were very close games. Bellarmine was at the buzzer.
That's right, just a one-point game.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, will you all please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
The loss to Half Moon Bay was a 55-49 final, just a 6-point loss for the Menlo-Atherton Bears. That game was played on January the 2nd, and we're going to pause for the playing of our national anthem.
Before we
Arrived at the championship game after they beat Sequoia on Wednesday night 56-17, and then last night they beat a very good Burlingame squad 66-55, and they had Ryan Yerby, a surprise, 22 points. He hit 6 3-pointers. Hilton had 17, Nuno had 15, but no surprise, Half Moon Bay in the championship this year.
Well, going back to that game you're talking about, Menlo-Atherton. Menlo-Atherton was actually up 14 points, totally dominating the first half of the first meeting. And it was actually adjustments by Rich Forsland, who realized that they couldn't match up with them. They went to a 2-3 zone. They pressed, did a 2-2-1 press, and they scrapped all of their offensive sets and went to pretty much of a passing game. And it was really successful. And so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out tonight.
Menlo-Atherton arrived at the championship game after a big win, 81-42 over South City this past Wednesday. And then last night they took care of Aragon, one of their PAL South mates, 56-36, a 20-point win. It was close in the first half, but the Bears pulled away.
Well, Menlo-Atherton really hasn't been challenged in league as well. You got both teams here are extremely tough defensively. Now you got MA, a different kind of defense, and they're really going to pressure you and get after you. Half Moon Bay will do the same kind of thing, but they're going to play more position, and so it's going to be really interesting. Both teams built on defense. MA does have a lot of firepower offensively, but it's going to be interesting to see how they deal with Half Moon Bay's height.
MA finished 12-0 in the PAL South. Burlingame was second at 9-3. Aragon third. Sequoia and Cappuccino tied for fourth at 6-6. Mills was sixth. Hillsdale seventh. Woodside eighth. Carlmont ninth. And San Mateo rounded out the 10-team PAL South. In the north, Half Moon Bay once again 12-0. Jefferson was second at 10-2. Westmore in third at 7-5. South City fourth. Terra Nova fifth at 5-7. El Camino and Oceana rounded out the PAL North standings. They announced the all-league teams for both teams. From the north, first team, the MVP, once again was Austin Hilton. And they rounded out their first team with Tommy Nuno, Jared Milch, Sean Orr, Amir Bodie, Damari Kual Davis, Isaiah Margate, and Ramel Green. For the South, Eric Norton from MA was the MVP. Vinny Ferrari, Tyga Schwartz, Lucas Fioretti, Christian Fioretti, Lucas Magni, and Ziggy Lauese rounded out the first team all-league for the South Division. Half Moon Bay will start Yerby, Ladd, Nuno, Salinero, and Hilton. MA will start Norton, the Fioretti brothers, Lucas and Christian, Blake Henry in the middle, and Callan Kirshner. MA wins the tip. They're moving right to left across your smartphone, your laptop, or your Kindle. Thank you so much for joining us here on MCTV Sports as Half Moon Bay comes out in their patented man-to-man.
Yeah, you can see it already that Half Moon Bay they're not going to the zone. Rich talked about wanting to go to his patented man-to-man, see how it goes, see if they can not get in the hole they did the last time.
MA starts in man, and they put Norton on Nuno, and Nuno drives and gives off to Ladd. His shot is blocked by Christian Fioretti.
Half Moon Bay is going to more of a motion offense tonight. They're going to try to do away. They're only going to have a few sets. They're going to try to stay in their motion because they feel they're going to try to exploit matchups.
5 on the shot clock. Nuno launches from deep, and it's an air ball. Great defensive possession by the Bears. Forced Half Moon Bay into a desperation end of shot clock. Three-point attempt.
You can just see how athletic Menlo-Atherton was. Tommy went in for that shot, and it got blocked.
Running a little weave out top are the Bears. Little pick and roll. Norton turns it over. Here come the Cougars in transition, and getting back defensively were the Bears. MA is head coached by Mike Molieri, and the Cougars coached by Rich Forsland.
It's going to be interesting to see how Half Moon Bay matches up with Eric Norton. He's extremely quick and go to the basket. And the first game, they really had a hard time. Not many people can stay in front of this junior.
The referees for tonight's game, David Janickian, Pete Pontac, and Drew Gordon. Davis Ladd, short. Henry the rebound. Here come the Bears in transition. Christian Fioretti. Out to his brother, Lucas Fioretti, from 3.
And that's exactly what Coach Molieri, they need to happen, because Half Moon Bay is going to pack it in. They're not going to go to the zone right away, but they said they're going to try to pack it in They feel Menlo-Atherton tries to drive to the basket a lot.
Salinero from three. Inside out action there, Hilton to Salinero.
But good defense by Menlo-Atherton.
That's Christian Fioretti. He had 15 points last night in MA's win over Aragon, right here at Mills High School on MCTV Sports. That's his brother Lucas Fioretti, missing the inside bunny. And it was traveling against Kirshner.
Menlo-Atherton talks about picking up Half Moon Bay full court, trying to pressure them. They are a little more athletic, but Half Moon Bay's seen this kind of stuff all season long. And very well-disciplined team.
Here's Salinero, takes it all away, underneath, gets his own rebound. Tries to hit Nuno, cutting in, now the fastest man on the planet.
Good defense.
That's Norton, the South MVP, and the sophomore trainer caught up to him. Just in off the bench, in for Ladd.
It was just great hustle because he was going to go away for a breakaway layup.
Drive and kick, Christian Fioretti to Lucas for his second three, and he's short. Scramble on the floor for the loose ball. Christian Fioretti loves to drive. He's fouled, and it's no 3 seconds is called in the key.
You can see Half Moon Bay is just not going to give anything inside against Menlo-Atherton. And so Menlo-Atherton's going to have to hit some outside shots. It's one of their sets they're going to run right now.
Salinero on the left wing. Nuno. Yerby, who had 6 threes last night. Good patience by the Cougars in black from Half Moon Bay. Entry pass by Yerby is way too far. Here comes Christian Fioretti. He runs over a man. It's a charge. Yep. Salinero takes one for the team.
You got to be aware when you're playing Half Moon Bay. If you're athletic as Menlo-Atherton, you have to be ready for the charge because that's exactly what they're going to do. Very disciplined, well schooled in that.
Leading scorer for the Cougars this year, Austin Hilton, the MVP of the North, averaging 14.5. Nuno, 12.4, first team all-leaguer. There's Yerby.
Game is starting off just like we thought, about just a defensive battle, 3-3. Both teams trying to feel each other out.
Salinero got his second three-pointer. He's got all 6 for the Moon. Reaching foul called against Yerby. Salinero on the season wears number 30, averaging 8.4 points a game.
It's going to be interesting to see if Menlo-Atherton will be patient and move the ball around, not take quick shots, because Half Moon Bay wants you to do that. And I think that, MA is going to have to be really patient with their looks.
Baseline drive by Christian Fioretti, and he turns it over. Confusion between him and his brother. And Lucas Fioretti is talking to one of the officials, complaining he was held on the play. A lot of holding goes on out here. Deep pass. Yerby comes up with it, and he loses it. Half Moon Bay will retain possession.
It's a very aggressive game so far, very physical on both ends, and but that's characteristic of both how these teams play.
Yerby averaging 7 points this season. Once again last night at 22. Nuno tries the reverse. Shot is blocked. Norton, speed, athleticism, and he gets the driving bucket.
And notice that he didn't go full out because,
turnover. Norton got the steal off Salinero. He'll go to the line.
Coach Forsland was talking about, he knows that Menlo-Atherton is going to pressure and over-pressure. They are looking to exploit that.
Norton averaging 12 points a game this season. Misses the first. He's a 72% free throw shooter on the season.
So you've seen Half Moon Bay, quite a bit this year. Depth, where are they on the depth chart?
They are very deep. They've got size off the bench. As you see, Menzies getting ready to check in. Menzies, a 6'5" sophomore. They also have Saffold, wears number 3, a guard off the bench. They have Trainer, a sophomore off the bench, who wears number 1. He's currently in the game. So there is certainly some depth, and both teams have it.
Well, I think they're going to need it tonight.
6-5 early on. Cougars with the lead here on MCTV Sports. I'm Kenny Milch along with Drew Petiti, and Nuno is double teamed. He's fighting between 3 Bears.
He looked a little surprised. I mean, Tommy, as good as a player he is, it looked like the MA trapped that ball screen, and it sort of surprised him.
Took a page out of Half Moon Bay's book. They do a lot of trapping out of the ball screens.
Yep. Well, they both are going to trap out of ball screens. Very aggressive.
These are the 2 most aggressive teams. 4 on the shot clock. I don't know if the sophomore knows it. Nuno with a 3-point attempt. He knew it, the senior.
What a killer. You play good defense for all that time, and then you can't get that offensive rebound.
Saffold's going to check in. They put the quicker Norton on Nuno, and he's whistled for traveling. So that was the matchup that Coach Molieri was really looking to take advantage of. Put the smaller yet quicker, more athletic Norton on the taller but a bit slower Nuno, who runs a lot of point guard for Half Moon Bay, and so far it's paying off.
Well, I think Rich would want this matchup as well. Maybe get Norton in foul trouble.
Bears with the ball, trailing by 1. Lowest scoring quarter for both teams on the season. Fioretti inside, and that's another turnover.
It is so tough to get the ball inside against Half Moon Bay.
Saffold, junior. Menzies, sophomore. Trainer, sophomore. Trainer trying to find a hole in this MA defense, and right now there is not one. Both buckets were 3-pointers. Saffold tries one of his own. So that's all we've had from Half Moon Bay is 2 Salinero 3-pointers.
Well, you're not going to get much else, too. Again, both teams very difficult to penetrate. They both have size inside, and MA, and so what they're going to do is Half Moon Bay, they're running that passing game, looking for those openings, and really all they're getting right now is those threes.
Coach Forsland in his 21st year at the varsity level. He spent 2 years at Lowell, 3 at Burlingame, 10 at Reardon. This is his 6th at Half Moon Bay. Picked up his 402nd win of his career last night.
Wow.
Also won a state championship in 2002 when Reardon, who Forsland was the head coach for, beat Centennial of Compton, and that team had the likes of Aaron Aflalo and Gabe Pruitt.
That was quite a team, but Reardon had
Marquise Cately
and Tofi.
That's
yes,
right.
Sir.
And the year before that, in 2001, they lost the state championship to Bishop Montgomery. Here's Norton for 3. No good. Rebound. Fowler.
No foul.
Great hustle. You cannot relax for a moment.
Nope.
Coach Forsland is really upset. And they originally signaled it for MA, but now the officials get together and they get it right, and that's what you want to see as a coach.
Absolutely.
Yerby comes back in for Menzies. See if Yerby can get it going. He's a junior. Saffold had a knee injury, missed about 10 or 11 games in the preseason and part of league, and he decided he was going to make his debut against Terra Nova.
Yep. Oh,
that could be another charge, and it is.
Yep.
This time it's Norton taking it on Trainer.
Like I said, the game is a physical game, and you really don't know what you're going to get called because they're letting a lot go, and so.
30 seconds left, and the score is still 6-5, Half Moon Bay. Almost like a baseball score.
It's almost like a couple of fighters. They're just feeling each other out. It's been a tough first quarter.
And that feeling out process has actually turned into all-out haymakers with this defense. Nice drive and dish underneath the Fowler, and he's fouled on the ground, so no free throws, but MA will have a crack at it with just under 5 seconds left in the quarter.
The 15th foul. Now this could play into it when you're not scoring. Half Moon Bay's got 5 fouls already. You get a couple more fouls, you get into that bonus, and all of a sudden those fouls become points.
Henry, 2 seconds on the clock. Norton knows it, drives, finger roll, and he can't get it at the buzzer. So there we stand, Drew, 6-5 after one, HMB with the lead. We'd like to say thank you to the City of Millbrae for providing generous support for programs like this one. The City of Millbrae has a long-standing tradition of supporting public access programming on MCTV, and we look forward to a great continued partnership. If you'd like to find out more about the City of Millbrae, check out the city website at www.ci.millbrae.ca.us. Thanks again to Millbrae, a place in the sun. Drew Petiti, Kenny Milch, and our entire MCTV crew, including our statisticians, Lauren Meyer, Megan Wong, and Miranda Mejia, and they don't have a lot to do in terms of marking down field goals and free throws because this one is all defense, Drew.
And you both got 2 baskets. Half Moon Bay got the 2 threes. But this is what you sort of thought. Both teams, especially Half Moon Bay, they are not going to let you do anything in the paint. You're going to be forced, especially as quick as as MA is, and Norton going to the basket. You know, and Rich knew this. Rich talked about how MA likes to do a lot of stuff off the dribble. And he says he's going to see if they can beat him with the pass, moving the ball around the perimeter. So far, Half Moon Bay's got the advantage.
Both teams have never won a PAL tournament title, so somebody's going to win it for the first time tonight. Last year, Half Moon Bay was knocked off in the semifinals by Sequoia 48-40, and we know Sequoia went on to win 53-51 in the championship over Mills. MA was also bounced in the first round by these Half Moon Bay Cougars, 45-39. That was at Half Moon Bay. They also beat them in the preseason, as we talked about this year. Coach Mo and the Bears really want the moon.
This is a revenge game, and there's more to stake than just the PAL championship. The open division seeding is tomorrow, and this is a critical game for both teams.
Both are projected to go into the open, and there's even more than that. It's the doctor against his assistant, the coach versus the tutor.
The master and the apprentice.
There it is. Coach Molieri, as Trainer's three-pointer is off, was an assistant coach for Rich Forsland at Reardon. More on the line. Drive and dish. Christian Fioretti gets it back out top. Looks to drive the paint. And he gets the roll, and the Bears have their first lead of the game.
That's what makes it so tough. They do know each other very, very well. Coach Mo knows all of Rich's sets. They know exactly how he plays. Rich knows exactly how Coach Mo's plays. So that's what makes it tough. And you can see the way they're playing. They're just going to try to take openings any way they can get it.
This tournament started back in the year 2000. There's Yerby with the left hand. Rebound, Hilton can't grab the handle. It goes out of bounds.
You know, I would think right now Half Moon Bay is struggling scoring. This is exactly what happened in the first game. The first game, though, Menlo-Atherton was able to score and get the big lead. But it's a similar kind of pace. Half Moon Bay is really struggling getting good looks. MA has got a lot of looks and just haven't converted a whole lot of them.
They send Yerby off a staggered triple. Instead, they find Nuno inside, and he can't finish. He hustles back defensively, and
that's two special situations underneath the basket that Half Moon Bay has not converted. These are critical things. If they can get easy baskets, it will really be helpful to them.
Menlo-Atherton girls won the championship tonight for their second year in a row, winning the PAL tournament title, and it's their third in their school history. They also won in 2008. Tonight they beat Oceana 60-42. The boys of the Bears trying to pull off a double, and Christian Fioretti turns it over. For the boys, we mentioned Sequoia won it last year. In 2014, it was Burlingame. Before that, Westmore. Before that, El Camino. So for the fifth straight year, we're going to have somebody different winning the PAL tournament on the boys' side. Burlingame has won the most. They won 4 in a row from 08 to 011. They also won in 2014. Burlingame's won 5 PAL tournament championships.
You know, it's so tough for both teams who are so used to, especially Half Moon Bay, who's very system-oriented in the sense they run a lot of sets. When they really can't do that, they're not in their comfort zone. And MA is really making it tough for them.
And Nuno keeps getting double teamed, and that time it's deflected out of bounds, and you can sense the frustration with the first team all-leaguer and last year's co-MVP with Jared Milch. This year it was Austin Hilton, the MVP, and Nuno was on this first team. So they kind of traded spots.
I think this game, at least for Half Moon Bay and for MA, this is what it's going to be like in the open division.
And speaking of Nuno, he gets the bucket and the foul as he finally found a seam in MA's interior defense.
Yeah, I think with Tommy, I think he, if you would know how to play these guys. I mean, you got to try to take Tommy out of the game. He's so good at getting the ball to everybody and making things happen. Ooh.
Blocking foul. Going to the line is Norton. Have you seen anybody as quick as the South MVP?
I have not seen. He's considered in the section one of the quickest guards. He's one of the best guards. I mean, I watched them play Bellarmine, and they really struggled to keep in front of him too.
He makes his first free throw, and this game is tied at 8.
You got 5 minutes left, and they're in the bonus. And this could be a problem for Half Moon Bay.
There's a good look. That's your PAL South Most Valuable Player, a very prestigious award to win. And he's only a junior, Coach.
Scary thought.
Half Moon Bay trailing 9-8.
They just can't run any of their sets. MA is not letting them run anything.
Yerby from 3. Off. He was threatening to break the PAL tournament record of 8 last night. He had 6 and then had 2 great looks, but he missed them both. But still, a career night, one he'll never forget in the Final Four when he scored 22. Norton on the season averages 12. Blake Henry, 11. Lucas Fioretti also averages 11. Christian Fioretti averages 10. There's your top scorers for MA. Here's Hilton, the top scorer for Half Moon Bay, and they regain the lead.
Yeah, you can see Tommy just getting into the paint, making something happen. Nice. It was a nice pass for a basket.
Nice curl underneath. Norton pops out. Can't hit the free throw jumper, but there's MA on the boards. Henry runs over Nuno, no call, bodies flying everywhere, and the ball retains with the Bears.
It is extremely physical. Anytime that ball goes up, there are bodies going everywhere.
Tough job to officiate this one, but they've done a nice job so far. Once again, that's David Janikian, Pete Pontac, and Drew Gordon.
This has got a WCAL kind of feel in it, the game.
And they're going to get a better feel next week when both these teams go to the Open in the CCS playoffs. There's going to be probably, well, a minimum of 3, possible 4 teams for the WCAL with the likes of St. Francis and Sarah and Bellarmine.
You can see Half Moon Bay is not going outside of the three-point line. They are packing it in. They are making MA shoot the ball from the outside.
And Henry shot that three-pointer there. Nuno lost it off of Pontac, the ref, and there's a foul on Menzies as Nuno sent that into the third row.
And I think Coach Forsland is pretty upset because he saw exactly what we saw. It went right into Pontac, and it should have been Half Moon Bay ball.
All of a sudden, that Cappuccino contingency over there with Marty Ruiz and Lucas Magni had the ball coming at him at about 89 miles an hour.
Well, this is the thing, though. MA has to exploit them right now on the free throw line. This is a really important junction if they can.
And Fowler makes 1 of 2 to tie it at 10. Speaking of Cappuccino, Marty Ruiz did a really nice job this year.
Hey, some thought he could have been Coach of the Year. I mean, he brought that program. He did a fabulous job. They went 500. They beat Burlingame.
It was the win of the year, the win of his career. There's Tommy. Salinero, who had 2 3-pointers in the first quarter, has been quiet. 10 on the clock. Here's Menzies.
Oh!
Menzies shuffled his feet, traveling. (10-10) with less than 3 minutes to go here until halftime. And this has got to be a low-scoring mark, maybe for either coach's career.
Well, you knew it was going to happen, though. But again, like I said, these guys are going to be in the Open next week. This is exactly, they're going to be playing some WACA school. This is exactly what they're going to see. I mean, there's going to be a lot of physicality. It's going to be low scoring. And so it's going to be, this is where the little things are going to matter in these games. The out-of-bounds plays, the free throws.
Many thanks go to the Magnolia of Millbrae for sponsoring this event. The Magnolia of Millbrae is a welcoming place for seniors who want luxurious living conditions with a swimming pool, fine dining, and a gated covered parking garage. For more information, please contact themagnolia.com or call 697-7000 or toll free 1-888-860-6915. If you're watching MCTV Sports streaming live on the internet, this is our 6th and final game of the weekend here at Mills High School. This wonderful new gymnasium, just about 3 years old. And Coach Petiti, you've been around this tournament since its inception in 2000. Is there a finer event in the Bay Area?
You know, being down south where I am right now, this is the one thing that I miss. I miss this week. I miss all, what it's all about. It's one of the best things that I think we ever did getting this tournament together.
And you got your 1 championship in 2006. Congratulations. That was a great year for you.
That was a special season with a special group of guys.
And right now, it's the Bears and the Cougars in a 10-10 second quarter dogfight.
Oh, he walked.
He certainly did. And normally these guys on both teams are solid, they're steady, but the intensity of the defense forces you into making those mistakes.
Well, also, too, you're not used to it. I mean, for all these league games, they were able to do whatever they wanted. And now they're being pushed, both teams.
out of the comfort zone. MA's trying to settle things down here. Be interested to see if the intensity level slows down. A little double screen for Lucas Fioretti. Half Moon Bay fights their way through it. Little screen and roll out top. Christian Fioretti with the show and go inside to Henry. Henry off the glass, and MA has the lead at 12-10. Salinero to Hilton. His shot is blocked by Henry. Here comes Norton. Ahead to Christian Fioretti. And a 4-point run. Doesn't sound like much, but in a game like tonight, that's pretty big, Drew.
Well, right now, MA's got the momentum. Half Moon Bay, another turnover.
And here comes Norton, quick as lightning. Kick out to Lucas Fioretti.
Timeout, Coach.
That's his second 3 of the night.
No timeout for Coach Forsland. Gonna have his kids play through it.
7-0 run for the Bears. Kick out to Trainer, and he hits a 3, the sophomore. Now we're seeing a little more offense here in about the last minute 10.
But Half Moon Bay is surely on their back, on their heels. MA has got the momentum.
But they turned it over. Here comes Salinero, 3-on-1. Show and go, and Hilton's trying to fight for it, but Norton throws it off the big fella's leg.
That was just great by Norton to have the awareness, getting that ball, throwing it off Hilton. You know, I really feel, though, and it's only a 4-point game, but I really feel right now MA does have the momentum. And I have felt that for, you know, the last couple of minutes. They haven't scored much, but you can see they're much more fluid, much more aggressive. And Half Moon Bay is back on their heels.
Salinero takes a rest. Colby Yatonetti, number 4 for Half Moon Bay, the 5'9" senior, comes in. So you've got Hilton, Nuno. Here's Christian Fioretti from deep. The 5 on the floor for Half Moon Bay. Hilton, Nuno, Trainer, Yatonetti, and Yerby. And for Menlo-Atherton, Norton, both the Fiorettis, Henry, and Kirshner. Starting 5 on the floor for MA. 30 seconds left in the second quarter.
See if they come out and try to get that last shot. I think this is what you want to do. You want to go in either down 2 or down 4.
Trainer tries a post entry to Nuno. Norton, quick as a cat, is able to get in front of it, and Nuno hooked him, and so Norton will head to the free throw line for 1-1.
This is exactly when you're talking about, you know, they're going to be getting 2 free throws right before half. As a coach, it just kills you when you got to get that last shot. You don't want the other team to get momentum. And they could go up 6 going into half, which could be insurmountable.
Salinero leads the way for Half Moon Bay with 6 points. Trainer's got 3. Nuno 2, Hilton 2. For Menlo-Atherton, Norton at the free throw line has 4. Now make it 5. Christian Fioretti has 4. Lucas Fioretti has 3. Henry's got 2. And MA now has a 6-point lead with 19 seconds left. They'll try to get the last shot, but that's not going to be easy because they're facing some backcourt pressure by MA.
And they only have 3 fouls. I might want to give a foul here.
Here's Nuno with 6 on the clock. He's double teamed. Nuno off balance. Nuno can't get it. Tipped out of bounds. 1 second left for Half Moon Bay. Let's see what Coach Forsland draws up. Can he get a bucket here to cut it to 4, or a 3 would cut it to 3? They call play number 2.
Looks like they're going to try to do some kind of lob to Hilton. Here it is. And MA read it.
Hilton can't get it. It's halftime, and the Menlo-Atherton Bears lead it by 6. Their defense held the Cougars to just 13 points in the first half. I have not seen a Half Moon Bay team held to that low of a total since last year's championship game against Terra Nova, where in the second half they only scored 14 points. They scored 7 in the third and 7 in the fourth, and tonight they were held to even less in the first half. What was it that Menlo-Atherton's defense did to shut down this high-octane Cougar offense?
But they did the same thing in the first game. The first game they did, it was 28-14. They had these guys up 14 points. But the difference, I think, tonight is going to be is that Half Moon Bay was playing at home. They got a lot of surge from their energy, from their crowd. When they started hitting a couple of baskets, it really was like a frenzy game. That's not going to happen here. MA's got their fans here, and it's almost like, you know, a home game for them in a sense, where they're going to have more fans. So that whole emotion really fed into it the last time. And you can see that Half Moon Bay is struggling. You know, I think the first game, they moved the ball in that second half. We'll see what they do now. They moved the ball freely. They hit a lot of big threes. But MA right now is really disrupting everything that they're doing.
Well, the first half was great. The second half should be even better. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back with the championship games, second half of the PAL basketball tournament on the boys' side. You're watching MCTV Sports.
Hi, good evening. Welcome to the halftime update. I am Harry Huey, and I'm coming to you live from the studios at Mills High School, and you are enjoying the halftime score of 19-13 in favor of Menlo-Atherton Boys. And it should be a great second half. Give you an update, how do these teams get here? Half Moon Bay ranked very high, it's number 1 seed in the North. They won at home with a blowout victory over Sequoia 56-19 on Tuesday. They move into the quarterfinals last night, and they beat Burlingame 66-55. And so here they are competing against number 1 seed from the South, Menlo-Atherton, who, by the way, won at their home court blowout over South San Francisco by the score of 81-42. They move into the quarterfinals last night, beating Aragon 56-36. And tonight's game is very unusual up to this point. The first half, we've seen very low scoring. This is very unlike the two teams, but I bet the second half would be a lot better. Both teams are playing great defense. They're slowing down the pace, looking at each other's defense set and offense. Both teams did not really run a lot. Fast break points, and Menlo-Atherton was able to run in the second quarter. They account for 2 fast breaks, total of 4 points. Turnovers are putting even. I mean, Half Moon Bay had 6 turnovers in the first half. Menlo-Atherton has 7. Points inside the paint, not a whole lot of big difference. Menlo-Atherton likes to pound the paint. They have total of 6 points, 3 attempts out of 6. Half Moon Bay, on the other hand, no points in the paint. 4 points in the paint. There were 2 out of 5 attempts. Looking ahead, since both teams are very skilled, we are looking at a couple of key players. As you know, early in the broadcast, you heard the all-league players. So let's jump to some stats while we have them. Menlo-Atherton, field goal, they were 6 out of 20. Half Moon Bay, 5 out of 20. So it's a tie. Free throws, advantage goes to MA, 5 out of 8. Half Moon Bay shot only 1 and they missed. Rebounds, the edge goes to MA. With the size, they have an advantage of 11-6. Assists, also pretty much a tie. MA with 3, Half Moon Bay with 6. Steals, kind of even there too. Menlo-Atherton has lead their 5 steals to 4. So going back to the all-league nominations earlier, or the award acceptees, we are looking at, for the second half, better play, probably from Half Moon Bay, junior Ryan Yerby, senior Austin Hilton, and also senior Tommy Nunes. Hilton probably needs to step up a little bit. As you could tell, the scoring's pretty much on the lower side. We probably would see a lot more from Jake Salinero, who is the All-League second team selection. On the MA side, we are looking for more points coming out of Eric Norton, who Norton currently has 6 points in the first half. And he is a scoring machine, as he scored 20 points last night in the win. We also should be looking for the Fioretti twins with both seniors, Lucas and Christian, all first league selections. So, and the rebounding edge goes to the MA Blake Henry. Currently, he leads with 5 rebounds. So we look forward to a great, exciting second half. And believe me, hold on to your seats. I know the scoring will be a little different, as both teams have never won a league championship. So they're really testing each other out. So we'll be returning for you in the second half, and back to Kenny and Drew Petiti.
We're underway here in the PAL Tournament Championship game of the boys' side, Half Moon Bay and Menlo-Atherton. I'm Kenny Milch alongside Drew Petiti, and we're a 6-point deficit for the Cougars. They've got the ball. They led early on by just a couple, but MA put on that flurry to end the second quarter. Norton a little bit low, and the pass is too hot to handle for Kirshner.
And I'm wondering if the matchup that he's looking at is have Tommy take Norton inside, because he does have a size advantage, and that shot right there that he took before was a good shot to take.
Coach Forsland, 402 career wins, looking for number 403, but it would be his first PAL championship of his career. This is his 6th year in the PAL at Half Moon Bay.
And MA is taking away, again, the first 2 possessions, every one of Half Moon Bay's sets. They are beating them to every cut and every, just great hustle on the part of Menlo-Atherton.
Coach Molieri in his 3rd year at Menlo-Atherton, also looking for his first PAL tournament championship. And in fact, neither school has ever won one. So we're going to have a first here tonight either way. And Salinero runs over a man. It's Norton, and there's the 3rd charge of the game. MA's taken 2, Half Moon Bay's taken 1, and that's just another element to the defense that both these teams play.
And the frustration of Half Moon Bay, it's like, what can they do? It's like it's just really struggling to get anything going.
Thank you to our statisticians, Lauren Meyer, Megan Wong, Miranda Mejia, and Harry Huey. Leading scorer for Half Moon Bay was Salinero with 6. Trainer had 3. Nuno and Hilton had 2. For Menlo-Atherton, Norton and Lucas Fioretti each had 6. Christian Fioretti 4. 1 point for Fowler and 2 points for Henry. Not a lot of scoring thus far. Here's Lucas Fioretti, now Christian Fioretti. Norton. Speed, athleticism. He can't get the layup. Kirshner battling for the rebound, and stepping out of bounds was Salinero. Just nothing is easy tonight for either team.
No,
let's face it.
Exactly, and anytime there's a missed shot, you're not going to get an offensive rebound. Very rare. Both teams extremely well boxing the other team out.
So double screen, pick and roll. There's Henry. and hardly any of the sets work against each team. It's just really stuff like that. Penetration and just improvisation is really what's effective tonight.
And that's what the advantage to Half Moon Bay. I mean, oh, nice
Count
shot
the
by Tommy
basket for Nuno.
And that's what the advantage to Menlo-Atherton is. Somebody like Norton is extremely quick. Half Moon Bay really doesn't have a player like that, though they have very, very good players, but somebody that can really explode and get some easy baskets.
Nuno at the free throw line. Misses. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Both of his opportunities would have been three-point plays.
Half Moon Bay looking to...
Henry inside, and he gets the roll. Henry averages 11.2 points a game. Nuno on the season at the free throw line, a 72%er, but 0 for 2, and all of a sudden the biggest lead of the night for MA is right now 8 points. Turnover on the entry pass. Fast break, Christian Fioretti, and a follow and a foul. Henry fouled by Nuno. Even fast break layups aren't easy.
Well, the one thing that you don't want to do if you're Menlo-Atherton, they're playing very aggressive, and I think that's fabulous. But Half Moon Bay is a very well-disciplined team. You might feel comfortable. Just like that, Half Moon Bay can make a couple of baskets and get back into the game, so they really have to be cautious.
Henry, a 64% free throw shooter, makes the first. Wholesale substitutions coming in. Trainer and Saffold. And Kavanaugh makes his first appearance, number 44 for Half Moon Bay. Hilton, Salinero, and Ladd go out.
Well, you know, you look at it's a 9-point game, and as a coach, if you're Forsland, you're thinking, oh, what should I be doing? But they've only given up 24 points. So it's not like they're doing something, they're just not scoring. So I think Rich is probably just going to stay what he's doing because at least defensively it's working.
10-point lead for the Bears. Turnover. 5.5 to go in the third. MA with the 10-point lead in the ball, Drew.
They just don't look like they're flowing. The Half Moon Bay looks really frustrated, like MA is really taking them out of the game. Good defense.
Inside Fowler. Back out. Backdoor cut by Fioretti.
Wow.
From Christian to Lucas, and it's a 12-point bulge.
You can see they're letting down just a bit. Really, it's really frustrating for Half Moon Bay. They really need they need a three, they need a big bucket to calm the storm.
Nuno inside is fouled, and he's got an opportunity for his third three-point play, although he couldn't finish the first two.
And again, going back to that first game where MA had a pretty good lead in the second half, and Half Moon Bay made the run. So you're not going to be 24-1 without having something fight in to come back.
And this time, Nuno completes the three-point play. A much needed, as the Cougars now show a 2-3 zone. Unlike Rich Forsland, but he's in desperate times.
Well, he thought MA was going to be ready for it and practicing a lot about it. He didn't want to show the zone if he didn't need to. He was going to wait to the last possible minute.
Three-pointer for Lucas Fioretti. Rebound Henry up and under. And it's Fowler. Now Lucas Fioretti battling inside, and a foul's called on Nuno.
But this was the formula that they did the first game. They went to the 2-3 zone. It really disrupted MA, and all of a sudden they got back into the game.
That's Nuno's third personal. That could be trouble later. They try the quick hitter, and here comes Trainer. Nuno, who had completed that three-point play, lost it inside. And a timeout is called by Menlo-Atherton. With less than 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. MA's lead is at 9.
Well, that looked like that last play. Tommy goes towards the basket, puts the ball on the floor. I thought it would be a jump ball, but they gave the ball to MA, who called a timeout. But you can see you put the ball on the floor against MA. These guys are so quick to get after it. It's very, very difficult.
This program is made possible with support from many community organizations, including the Millbrae Lions Club. The Lions Club has long supported MCTV local programming and youth events. To learn more about the Millbrae Lions Club and how it helps the community through volunteership, visit www.millbraelions.org. Thank you so much to the Lions Club as we resume our action here in the third quarter of the PAL Championship game of 2016. The Bears and the Cougars looking for their first tournament championship in school history, at least on the boys' side. And MA looking for the double on the night as the MA girls won earlier tonight over Oceana. They lead by 9, and they have the ball. That's Henry at the free throw line. Goes over the back of Saffold, and he's whistled for the foul.
Well, the last 2 possessions with the 2-3 zone, it's really disrupted Menlo-Atherton. They don't look comfortable, though they've seen a lot of zones this year. They are much more comfortable playing in a man-to-man against a man-to-man defense.
Hilton and Salinero return to the floor, replacing Kavanaugh and Trainer. So the 4 starters for Half Moon Bay are back in the game with Saffold in for Ladd. For MA, they have 3 of their 5 starters, both the Fiorettis, Norton, and then you have Fowler off the bench, as well as Reed Fratt. Nuno with 13 on the shot clock, and Nuno throws it away.
He looks rattled, Coach. MA is putting extreme pressure on him. They are sending a couple of guys at him, and he is just not adjusting.
He's got 7 points on the night. He's 3 of 9 from the field, 1 of 3 from the free throw line. He's the only one who has shot free throws for Half Moon Bay.
They went to the 2-2-1 press and the 2-3 zone just like they did in the first game.
And Lucas Fioretti makes him pay as he's going to try to pull him out of that zone. He nails the 3, and it's a 12-point lead, the biggest for the Bears, matching their earlier lead in the third.
Well, the difference in this game and the first game, another turnover.
They double-teamed Nuno, but MA stood up with the ball, and they're called for traveling.
The difference right now is Half Moon Bay just can't score. In the first game, when they made their comeback, they were able to hit some threes. They had a lot of momentum. They just can't score.
They've scored just 18 points. In 22 minutes. Saffold can't get that one to go. Here comes Norton. Norton is held by Saffold. That's a good matchup right there, a pair of juniors. Saffold for Half Moon Bay, Norton for Menlo-Atherton.
This game is so important for for Menlo-Atherton, because talking about the open seating.
Three-pointer is off by Lucas Fioretti. Gets his own rebound, misses the putback. And a foul by Lucas Fioretti.
For the open seating, if MA were to lose to Half Moon Bay again, they would probably drop and be the 3rd public school. Of the 4, they'd be the 3rd seeded, and Half Moon Bay would be the 1st. If Half Moon Bay loses, MA has a really good chance to be the 1st public school, because if Menlo-Atherton were to lose, they would probably have to play Sarah next week.
But if you're on the committee and you're trying to pick who's going to be seated higher, if MA wins tonight, then it's just 1-1 head-to-head, because Half Moon Bay beat them earlier.
Except for that first game, I really felt that they dominated 7 out of 8 quarters. If they had won tonight, I would really feel that first game they really dominated them. Half Moon Bay made a great comeback, but I would say the momentum, Half Moon Bay, Menlo-Atherton I felt, let that one slip away if that happens.
Another community group we'd like to thank is the Peninsula Chinese Business Association, which has contributed generously to MCTV and Millbrae schools to support youth programs. The PCBA is a 100% volunteer-based organization with members donating time, talent, and resources to strengthen the community. For more information about PCBA, visit www.pcbausa.com. There you get a look at the stands, and what a great atmosphere. We talked earlier about what a great tournament and all the stars come out. It's the newspaper publications like Glenn Reeves from the San Mateo Times, and from the Palo Alto Daily News, Mike Reed, and also from the San Mateo Daily Journal, you've got Nathan Mollett and Terry Bernal, and then you've got all the coaches from the PAL and beyond, from the WBAL, from the WCAL. A lot of officials are out here. People crawl out of the woodworks to come to this tournament, and they've been treated to a wonderful show this evening between two excellent teams, Half Moon Bay and Menlo-Atherton. Right now the Bears have the advantage, leading by 12, and Henry off the rebound is whistled for a traveling. Is there a better atmosphere? We talked about the tournament itself, but you look all over the place, it's almost like a celebrity turnout.
Well, being from down south, the South Bay, they don't have anything like this. And so this is really special. The only other tournament is running tonight is the one in Santa Cruz. And they've kept it as well. But this is the only tournament around, and it is special. And coaches wonder why do you have a tournament? What does it matter? It matters. It's a really community thing. And, especially for these public schools.
Look at the athletic Norton off the steal, throw it ahead, and the hustle back by everyone. It's really how to play a game. If you could get a tape like this and show it to your players, if you're a coach, you can really teach kids a lot about how to play the game, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah, they're very good. Oh, special situations.
What a great Coach Mo designed play as he high-fives his bench. All of a sudden, Norton broke free, and Yerby's three-point attempt hit the shot clock, and that's a big bucket because now it's the biggest lead of the night, a 14-point lead for MA. When's the last time you saw a Rich Forsland team coach trail by this much?
Well, not until he was in the Open a couple of years ago where he played Sarah, where something like this happened. But this is shocking to me.
It's really been a defensive clinic.
Yeah. And you would have to say, the apprentice is really coming through because, Rich is known for his defense, and they were playing a really good defensive game tonight. But you can't say enough about what MA is doing, at least at this point. Now, Coach, what would you do? You're Rich Forsland. You've been in these situations before. What do you got to do? What do you?
Probably put on some kind of a trapping press. They showed the 2-2-1 before, but you've got to try to make something happen, especially now with Norton out of the game. You want to try to get some traps in the backcourt, try to get some momentum, put a flurry together, and you've got to start it at the defensive end.
And I think Half Moon Bay is hoping for a mistake by Menlo-Atherton, and it's just not happening. We got 44 seconds left in the third quarter.
Coming into the game for the first time tonight, number 5, Bradley Stillman, a 6'2" sophomore for Coach Mo. 44 seconds left. Look at the holding going on. They're really all over Nuno. Hilton, nice pass inside to Salinero, puts it in with the left hand. Now's where you want to see if you can get some kind of a press or a trap, but MA gets it in very quickly.
And they got the last shot, and this is, again, you want to just really keep the momentum by at least getting the last shot, not giving Half Moon Bay another chance.
Shot clock 1 second ahead of the game clock, so if MA works it all the way down, they will get the last shot.
And he's working it down.
The 12-point game. If you're the Moon, you really need to stop here. You want to try to keep it at 12 if you can. You don't want to go 14 or 15. Fioretti inside. A reverse layup underneath is no good by Will Perrone, who
Shot
makes
clock.
his debut into the game. The shot clock buzzer has gone off, but there is still 0.8 left on the game clock for the third quarter. Now with 0.8 left, you still could get a shot off, but it's got to be quick, and Half Moon Bay is going to hold it. So after 3, 32 to 20, it is the Bears on top of the Cougars in the championship game here on MCTV Sports. If you're enjoying watching this program or any other programs on MCTV, consider becoming an MCTV underwriter. It's a great way to get your name on local television and to support the Millbrae community. And of course, your support is crucial in helping MCTV to produce quality programming with a local focus. For info on underwriting opportunities or to sign up for an underwriting package, contact MCTV at 259-2343 or send an email to info@mctv.tv. Kenny Milch along with Drew Petiti, Andy Pittman, our director, and our fine crew, led by our camera operators, Jordan Kelch, Justin McCarthy, Aaron Fellers, Marcelo Rivera, and Eddie Wang. Our associate director, Justin Huey. And in the graphics department, it's Nicholas Lee. The replays, Andy Chan. And also with statistics is Harry Huey. A big volunteer staff here for MCTV Sports, putting on this live streaming internet show. 6 games this weekend, culminating with our feature, the Boys Championship. MA looking for their first tournament title and heading to the rack and getting fouled was Kai Winterling. He'll go to the free throw line, and it's really desperation. These first 2 or 3 minutes, Drew, for Half Moon Bay are absolutely critical.
But if you had one coach that being in this situation has been in this a number of times, I think Rich Forsland would be that coach. I mean, it's really frustrating here, but I think the kids trust him, and you know they've just got to try to find a way. It's very frustrating, but MA is making it very, very difficult.
Winterling makes both free throws on the season. He's a 71%er, averages 3.5 points a game. MA with their full court man pressure, and the sophomore trainer gives to Salinero, who can't hit the 3. And the rebound goes to Stillman. Talk about Coach Mo going deep into his bench. Stillman and Winterling, Fowler. Only 2 starters on the floor, and that's Christian Fioretti and Henry. There's Stillman from the corner for 3. It's off Yerby, who has been held scoreless tonight after hitting 22 last night. Nuno's pass underneath the Hilton is knocked out of bounds by a very hustling Blake Henry.
We got to make sure Menlo-Atherton, like you were saying, it's really critical at this time. You don't want to give Half Moon Bay any life.
This 14-point deficit for Half Moon Bay matches the biggest of the night.
And the one games that we were challenged, Half Moon Bay against Palma, I mean, the games were low-scoring games, so Half Moon Bay has not faced a deficit this year, this deficit.
There's that staggered triple screen along the baseline. They try to run it for Salinero this time, and Nuno is fouled by Norton on the drive. 6th team foul against MA, so Half Moon Bay will be shooting the rest of the game.
And that could be really helpful to Half Moon Bay because the clock's going to stop. So MA's really got to watch how aggressive they are.
Yerby really struggled against this pressure tonight. Post entry to Nuno, and he's had some tough physical defense against him throughout the evening, and it's starting to show. He tried a nice turnaround, but he's fading away from the basket.
But they like that matchup, but you can see the frustration with Tommy getting that ball in the post, just way overrun it, the basket.
He has 7 points, 3 of 10 shooting for Nuno on the night. Hilton has just 2 points tonight. He's 1 of 4. The leading scorer is Salinero for Half Moon Bay. He's got 8. And then Trainer's got 3. That's it for their 20.
They do not give you any. Well, here's going to be a one-on-one. But Menlo-Atherton does not take a possession off, it doesn't seem. Every cut is contested. Every movement is contested.
And they don't mind getting into foul trouble in terms of the bonus. They feel that in the long run, it's to their advantage playing that style. Trainer hits the free throw, averages 6 points on the year for just being a sophomore, a 56% free throw shooter.
Now Half Moon Bay needs to get some stops.
And he makes them both to cut it to 12.
Here's your press.
2-2-1 by Half Moon Bay.
Slowing them down.
Norton and M.A. breaks it, and they'll set up the offense. Little pass and cut through by Christian Fioretti.
This is that same play that Half Moon Bay runs.
Christian Fioretti inside
nice
to Henry,
pass.
and he can't finish. Rebound Hilton, and it's Nuno. Left-hander, rebound, tip, slam, try by Hilton, and it's missed. And a traveling is called against Fowler.
And Forsland looks on. I would think he's got to be angry. You're struggling as a scoring as it is. The last thing you need is a slam dunk. Off a tip. He could have grabbed the ball. He could have put it in. Frustration as a coach.
So Nuno is now 3 of 11. Hilton is 1 of 5. And you can't remember the last time Hilton was held to 2 points. He's the leading scorer for the Cougars, averaging 14.5 points a game. We want to thank you once again for joining MCTV in the Mills High Art of Video class in this MCTV sports production. We do have DVD and Blu-ray copies of tonight's game for sale. Just go to mctv.tv/buy and look for the DVD cover on our Square store. You can also give us a call at 259-2343 and we'll take your order over the phone. DVD sales go to support the production of more MCTV sports events, so you are helping to keep our excellent sports programming going. For more info, give us a call or check our website, mctv.tv. Half Moon Bay brings it in. Crunch time, 6-12. Nice pass inside to Hilton. He's fouled by Henry. Hilton will go to the line. He's frustrated, coach. He's just had opportunities inside, and he just finds a MA defense flying at him from all angles.
But you can see it's starting to change a little bit because they're getting these fouls. Now they got their 8th team foul. The clock is not moving. Now Half Moon Bay's got to make some free throws, but they can really put some pressure on MA if they can keep going inside, maybe getting some more fouls.
Hilton, a 62%er, misses them both. Scramble for the loose ball, and a timeout is called by Coach Mo. So, Coach, at this point, with 6:07 left of the championship game, a 12-point deficit for Coach Forsland. You've got a couple different options. What would be your favorite one at this point?
Well, I just think it's still really early. I really think with 6 minutes left, if Half Moon Bay can really try to get it inside, maybe to Nuno or to Hilton, because I really think, last couple of possessions, fouls have been called. That's what they need to do. They can stop the clock, and then they just got to go back to playing their good defense, which has been their trademark all these. He doesn't need to gamble right now.
We want to give a quick shout out to John Mylai at KCEA Radio. Been doing the PAL tournament for many, many years. Great job, great figure for Peninsula Athletic League Sports, been supporting the Sequoia District Schools, Carlmont, Sequoia MA, and Woodside. And he's doing a bang-up job on the radio. So you've got the simulcast here on TV or streaming live over the internet, as well as the radio. And Tommy Nuno is going to exit the game for the first time tonight.
Is it foul trouble?
Probably get a quick rest. He'll be
Yeah.
back. Christian Fioretti. Norton tries a lob inside. Another turnover for the Bears.
They went to a high-low off one of their offense, and it was a good, well-designed play. But the pressure at Half Moon Bay led to the turnover.
Lucas Fioretti leads the team in three-pointers. Ryan Yerby leads Half Moon Bay. That's his first 3 of the night. He had 6 of those last night, just what the doctor ordered. And there's that trapping press we were talking about. Instead of the 2-2-1, I feel like at this point, a trapping backcourt press may be Half Moon Bay's best option.
But I think to do this right now, I think Norton is so quick, I think they're going to be able to get some easy baskets.
And Norton gets it right there. Good call, Coach.
They are very difficult to press. Norton makes it extremely difficult to press. Half Moon Bay, I just think, can't match up like that.
Delay of game called against Menlo-Atherton for tapping the ball after it goes through.
See, I wonder, they don't really, right now, I would have given it maybe a minute and a half more, because I think being in foul trouble was huge for Half Moon Bay.
Norton has blood on his jersey, so they're going to make him come out of the game. Now, a lot of times coaches will have a substitute jersey with them in their equipment bag, or one of the trainers can put on that solution that will dissolve the blood, and that looks like what the case is over on the sideline. So Norton will get back in this one quickly. Here's a pull-up 3 by Saffold, not exactly the shot they wanted. And in transition, that's Winterling, and he's fouled by Hilton. So Winterling comes in for Norton, and he'll go back to the line where he had just already sunk 2 in a row.
But, you know, they came down with that quick shot, and like you were saying, I don't think it was the shot that Coach wanted, because, I mean, I think at this point you need to get that ball inside, make them pay. They're in foul trouble. Now both teams are in foul trouble, and so, you know, if Half Moon Bay is going to press, it's going to be very difficult.
And Coach Forsland takes Saffold out of the game, probably for that shot selection. Winterling misses the second of 2. He made the first, and Henry got the rebound, but he fell out of bounds. So Winterling, 3 of 4 off the bench from the free throw line for all 3 of his points. But at this point for MA, every point is crucial, and for Half Moon Bay, it's a big detriment. Salinero has hit 3 3-pointers tonight. Check that. He's hit 2 3-pointers. Here's Yerby. Yerby throws it up off balance. MA with a 12-point lead, less than 5 minutes to go.
MA is in control at the moment. What they need to do is just pass that ball around. Good opportunities, good shots. Try not to do anything. Stay
Christian Fioretti is called for traveling. Tommy Nuno still on the end of the Cougars bench. Has really played tough tonight, but just his production hasn't been very good because guys have been all over him.
Yeah.
He's 3 of 11 with 7 points. Salinero has 8.
Norton is so good defensively.
There's another turnover, and here comes Norton for a breakaway layup.
Oh,
he missed it. But a
in.
tip in by Christian Fioretti. And it's a 14-point lead. Coach Mo jumping up and down. He's feeling it.
And they are relentless still defensively.
Norton has to be the fastest man on the planet.
I just think, too, Half Moon Bay has faced teams like tonight. They're just not adjusting. They've played teams like St. Vincent, St. Patrick. They've played teams that are very physical. Palma's a really quick team. But MA's really taken it to another level. This kind of defense it's really stifling. Good help.
I would agree. The little sophomore, he wanted a foul. He didn't get it, but he got in there deep in the teeth of that MA defense.
Yeah, Half Moon Bay's try to do something that they're not used to doing, playing from behind, trying to create turnovers.
Down by 12. He's so quick, he can even beat that double team off the ball screen. Lucas Fioretti's three-pointer is off.
But now MA can pretty much pick and choose. Half Moon Bay is aggressive. If MA moves around, they're going to get a good shot every single time.
Half Moon Bay is ranked number 44 in the state of California. Another turnover. Norton comes up with it. They're ranked number 3 in the Central Coast section according to Max Preps. St. Francis number 1, Sarah number 2. And CCS Division 4, they're ranked number 1, Palma number 2. And Palma's the only team to beat Half Moon Bay this year. Come into the game 25-1.
But if you look at Menlo-Atherton's schedule, it's just as strong. It's one of the strongest schedules that I've seen. He's played Reardon. He's played Bellarmine. He played Half Moon Bay.
St. Elizabeth, Berkeley.
He played Sacred Heart Prep.
Castlemont.
And he won the tournament.
Beat Berkeley by 4.
Yeah, that was a huge win.
Yeah.
And Berkeley is ranked in the Bay Area.
Beat Reardon by 6, where he used to coach with Coach Forsland.
And to be honest, I mean, Menlo-Atherton is 2 possessions away from being undefeated. 2 possessions.
Inside Norton. Norton gets the roll. The Peninsula Athletic League South Division most valuable player has shown up tonight. And even though he doesn't have a ton of points, although he leads all scorers with 14, his presence has been felt at both ends.
But Half Moon Bay, I mean, it's really saying how much Menlo-Atherton is good. I mean, Half Moon Bay is a very, very good team. They have shown it all season long. But really, this is a team that is, Menlo-Atherton is really special.
Coach Molieri has done an absolutely fantastic job getting these kids to buy in to what he's selling. And what he's selling is defense. And to give me 100% for 32 minutes while you're on the floor. And if you do that, we got a chance. Inside Henry. And not only do they buy in, they got some talent, they got speed, they got size, they got some depth. And that's what it takes.
But when you got a kid like Norton, he's just so explosive. And, but obviously they have the 3 guards are really good.
Traveling on Trainer. The crowd liked the way he shook the MA defender, but he took 1 extra step in the paint.
But you got to look at it too, Half Moon Bay. I mean, they're only giving up 41 points. I mean, that's for most teams, that's a fabulous defensive game.
On the fast break, there's Henry inside. Blake Henry now with 8 points. Norton's got 14. Lucas Fioretti's got 11.
And they are not letting up at all. Half Moon Bay, or Menlo-Atherton is continuing to be aggressive. And
Norton almost got another steal there, and Christian Fioretti is called for the reach-in foul. And Davis Ladd will go to the line. Nuno and Hilton both now on the bench, as well as Yerby. And so there's only, well, actually there are one starter. Ladd, who's at the free throw line. The other 4 starters are out of the game. Hilton, Nuno, Salinero, and Yerby. So Coach Forsland has pretty much conceded this one at this point, and it's pretty obvious at 16 points, that's the right thing you got to save. Can't afford to get these guys hurt. You got the CCS Open Division playoffs next week and the seeding meetings tomorrow night, Coach, and I know you're going to be there. And boy, it's such a big event now. They have the selection show, kind of like the big dance.
But I think with Half Moon Bay, you know, it's a very discouraging, it's going to be a very discouraging game. But again, you know, when you're playing a team like Menlo-Atherton, again, they've shown this all season long. And, you know, I really think they're going to be ready to play in the Open. I would be really surprised if they didn't win a couple of games. You know, St. Francis is going to be really, really difficult. But MA has played teams like this, or tough teams, all season long, and they're not intimidated.
Kavanaugh turns it over, Christian Fioretti. And Trainer hustles back. You have to be impressed with Trainer, just a sophomore. Sam at 5'9", he's not backing down from this MA group. Lob to Henry, and he makes it, and Coach Morielli keeping his starters in the game.
Well, I don't think
it's an 18-point lead.
Yeah, I don't think he's running it up or anything. It just shows how much respect he has for Half Moon Bay.
Trainer, shot blocked by Norton. And this could be it, folks.
I think it's going to be it.
The Menlo-Atherton Bears have won the PAL Basketball Tournament Championship in 2016, their first in school history. And they defeat the Half Moon Bay Cougars by the final score of 45-27, and with the victory, they improved their overall record to 25-2. Coach, it was impressive from start to finish.
They put on a clinic today, how to play defense, and they did exactly what they needed to do. You know, they felt they did the same thing the first game, but now they really finished it. But again, Half Moon Bay played a really good game as well, but MA was just so difficult to score against.
The quarter scoring breakdown is absolutely shocking for Half Moon Bay. They scored 6 in the first, and then they scored 7 in the second, 7 in the third, and 7 in the fourth for their total of 27 points. Menlo-Atherton only scored 5 points in the first quarter, but in the next 3 they scored 14, 13, and 13, and they ended up scoring 45 points, and that certainly was enough tonight for the victory.
Well, a kid like Norton puts so much pressure on you, and if you're trying for like Half Moon Bay, he can break people down, which, you know, you got to help, and then he does such a good job of passing. So really, I think that's the advantage that Menlo-Atherton has over Half Moon Bay. Norton is a big key. I think Nuno is really, really good, but, you know, it's hard for him to break people down like Norton, but I mean, Nuno does other things. You know, he passes the ball well, and I think he was a little off. He had some opportunities to hit, but I think Norton did a great job defensively as well.
And as in tradition, the awards ceremony after the championship game. First, the second place plaque goes to Half Moon Bay, and they'll introduce all the players. We're listening to public address announcer John Horgan as he introduces the Half Moon Bay Cougar players.
Ethan Menzie. Number 15, Ryan Yuri. Number 20, Davis Ladd. Number 24, Tommy Nuno. Number 30, Jake Salamero. Number 31, Austin Hilton. Number 33, Patrick Hahn. And number 44, Nero Kavanaugh. Congratulations. And now for the champion, Menlo-Atherton Bears. Please collect your championship trophy. And now individual ribbons. Number 1, Raymond Fowler. Number 3, Tim Anderson. Number 4, Kai Winterling. Number 5, Bradley Stillman. Number 10, Eric Norton. Number 11, Lucas Fioretti. Number 12, Blake Henry. Number 13, Reed Pratt. Number 14, Joseph Tripaldi. Number 21, Caleb Kirshner. Number 23, Will Perot. Number 24, Robert McDonald. And number 30, Christian Fioretti. Congratulations. We will see both teams in the CCS playoffs. Again, thank you and drive carefully.
So the Menlo-Atherton Bears pull off a double championship. Earlier tonight, the girls defeated the Oceana Sharks, and it was the MA Bears boys pulling off the win over the Half Moon Bay Cougars. And what a great night for the school of Menlo-Atherton, winning their first ever PAL tournament championship. And it's got to be really special for Coach Mo.
Yeah, he's playing. He's playing his mentor, and again, they put on a clinic tonight. That was one of the best defensive games I've seen, especially from a public school, in a long time. I mean, it was his defense was stifling.
45-27 was the final. The Bears were led in scoring by Norton with 14. Lucas Fioretti had 11. Henry had 10. For Half Moon Bay, Salinero had 8. And with 7 apiece was Nuno and Trainer. And we did find out that Nuno did foul out there early in the fourth quarter. And that's why he was unable to return to the game. And he ended up with those 7 points. But on the Half Moon Bay side, if you're Coach Forsland and the Cougars, you're headed to the Open Division. You're a little bit bummed out about tonight. Can he get this group to regroup and get ready for what's going to be even a bigger test in the Open?
Well, it's going to be difficult because it's not going to be any different when he plays next week, because you're going to see that kind of physicality. And, you know, with this loss, that could really hurt who he's going to play. I mean, you know, he's not going to have to play St. Francis, but he might end up with that 3 seed over Palma. There's a possibility, and that would mean he'd have to play Sarah. And Sarah plays just like you saw tonight. And so it's going to be very difficult, I think, next week, whoever they play. But again, Half Moon Bay's a really good team, and you know, they played a good schedule, so it's not like they haven't seen this before.
Well, we wish MA and Half Moon Bay the best in the CCS playoffs, and all the rest of the Peninsula Athletic teams. I believe 12 out of the 17 have qualified, and we wish them the best of luck. And as we spoke about earlier, we think the PAL teams are going to fare very well in the Central Coast section playoffs. Well, that's going to wrap up a wonderful weekend here in the Peninsula Athletic League and the basketball tournament for the boys and the girls. We did 6 games live streaming on MCTV, and we want to thank everyone who volunteered to help, along with Andy Pittman, Justin Huey, Harry Huey, and the rest of our MCTV crew. Drew Petiti also. Earlier today it was Dave Matsu. Yesterday, Brian Powers, as well as Mikey Morla. We had a few different color commentators, our statisticians throughout the weekend, Lauren Meyer, Megan Wong, and Miranda Mejia. For Drew Petiti, I'm Kenny Milton, our entire MCTV sports crew. We want to wish you a great rest of the weekend and good luck in the CCS playoffs. We'll see you next year right here on MCTV Sports. Good night, everybody.